Thy word is a lamp unto my feet, and a light unto my path.
Good morning, and thank you for joining us today as we continue our reading and reflecting in the Psalms. Today we're going to be taking a look at the 136th Psalm. I'll be reading from the New American Standard Version. Give thanks to the Lord, for he is good, for his loving kindness is everlasting. Give thanks to the God of gods, for his loving kindness is everlasting. Give thanks to the Lord of lords, for his loving kindness is everlasting. To him who alone does great wonders, for his loving kindness is everlasting. To him who made the heavens with skill, for his loving kindness is everlasting. To him who spread out the earth above the waters, for his loving kindness is everlasting. To him who made the great lights, for his loving kindness is everlasting. The sun to rule by day, for his loving kindness is everlasting. The moon and stars to rule by night, for his loving kindness is everlasting. To him who smote the Egyptians in their firstborn, for his loving kindness is everlasting. And brought out Israel from their midst, for his loving kindness is everlasting. With a strong hand and an outstretched arm, for his loving kindness is everlasting. To him who divided the Red Sea asunder, for his loving kindness is everlasting. And made Israel pass through the midst of it, for his loving kindness is everlasting. But he overthrew Pharaoh and his army in the Red Sea, for his loving kindness is everlasting. To him who led his people through the wilderness, for his loving kindness is everlasting. To him who smote great kings, for his loving kindness is everlasting, and slew mighty kings, for his loving kindness is everlasting. Sihon, king of the Amorites, for his loving kindness is everlasting. And Og, king of Bashan, for his loving kindness is everlasting. And gave their land as a heritage, for his loving kindness is everlasting. Even a heritage to Israel his servant, for his loving kindness is everlasting. Who remembered us in our low estate, for his loving kindness is everlasting. And has rescued us from our adversaries, for his loving kindness is everlasting. Who gives food to all flesh, for his loving kindness is everlasting. Give thanks to the God of heaven, for his loving kindness is everlasting. So as we go through this psalm, one of the things that immediately sticks out is that after every stanza you have this refrain repeated, for his loving kindness is everlasting. And it seems as though this psalm may be a call and response, where you have one person relaying the history of Israel, and after each line you have the chorus responding, for his loving kindness is everlasting. That's at least one theory about this psalm. But the psalmist is driving home an incredible point, that throughout all of Israel's history, from the creation of the world through the patriarchs to the forming of the nation of Israel to their coming into the land of Canaan, all of that is underlining one incredible point. God's loving kindness is everlasting. God is good, and his love and his mercy, they are immense. And it should come as no surprise that when we consider all of the things that God has done for Israel, really, there's nothing more that could be done by God to show his love and mercy. He did everything for them. He brought them into existence. And so what I'd like for us to take home today is just meditate on that thought. Meditate on how throughout your own life, throughout your own history, God's love and mercy is ever present. And even in times of darkness and sadness and difficulty, God is still there to strengthen and support you if you will follow him. I hope that this helps you as you go through your day today. May God bless you.